From platinum recording artist to professional athlete in various sports, these are the 10 things you definitely wouldn't have heard about James Harden, and you probably haven't heard about number 10 on our list. Harden has a dark past. Back in 1998, when Harden was only 9 years old, his father was caught selling drugs and was sentenced to prison, leaving Harden alone and defenseless in the world's gang capital, Compton, California. If Harden was going to make it out alive, he needed to stay off the streets, which is why his mother enrolled him in his high school's basketball team. Harden's lifetime desire of playing in the NBA was inspired by this one decision, which not only kept him away from gang life, it also brought him close to basketball. Before we get further into our video, press the bell icon and hit that big red juicy button that says subscribe. I'm sure you won't recognize number 9 on our list. Back in 2002, a kid named James Harden was playing basketball in the gym when a girl from his class went in and made the biggest mistake of her life by interrupting his game, only to flirt with him. But our guy Harden is not a simp. So he decided to get rid of this chick once and for all by hurling a basketball full force into her face. Yep, it actually did happen. You can listen to Harden's mother discuss it.
He threw a basketball at a girl that kept bothering him. He wasn't into dating. He wanted to just play basketball in the gym. And I think she was flirting with him. So he threw the basketball at her. Sorry.
Although Harden's focus on basketball wasn't for the NBA, I really don't think you know the number 8 on our list. Harden only got good at basketball so he could eat more McDonald's. See, back in 2003, when Harden was a freshman in high school, he wrote a note to his mom saying that he was going to be a star one day. Problem was, being chubby with asthma meant that he barely moved during games. The youngster simply remained there taking jump shots, but never running to the hoop. So his high school coach, Scott Pera, had to find a way to motivate Harden by offering to buy a hamburger for him if he could get to the free throw line a certain number of times. This one agreement elevated Harden's game to a new level, resulting in a scholarship to Arizona State University. College nowadays is quite costly. Harden, on the other hand, has always found a way to generate money, especially when you see number 7 on our list. As I'm sure you wouldn't know, Harden's beard is for sale. Back in 2008, when he was a sophomore at Arizona State, he was wary of shaving his facial hair all the time. So he decided to quit shaving, and by 2012, he achieved his NBA aspirations by playing 3 sections with OKC and growing a beard. Most people, after years of growing a beard, would ultimately get tired of it and shave it off, but Harden isn't one of them. This beard became iconic, and you'll have to pay millions to get him to shave it. Yep. In an interview, he was asked if he was going to shave his beard off if he was offered $10 million for it, to which he replied, yes, and said anything between $1 to $10 million, I'm going to do it. Despite the fact that his life was going swimmingly, he's now worth $10 million and has facial hair. He's a rising star with the Thunders. What could possibly go wrong? Well, you're unaware of number 6 on our list. Harden got betrayed by the team he loved the most. He was most excited to witness and help make the Oklahoma City Thunder into one of the top teams in the NBA in 2012 alongside Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, to the point where they made it to the finals for the first time in 16 years. Harden became family with the whole Thunder organization as a result of this arrangement. So the team meant everything to him, and he was looking forward to spending years with OKC, but Harden received a phone call only a week before the 2012 season that changed his life forever. It was Sam Presti, the Thunder's general manager. Harden was then being offered a $55 million contract with only one condition. There was only 1 hour to accept. They only gave him an hour to make the most important decision of his life. In Harden's opinion, that was simply insulting. He was being pushed into making a bad deal. As a result, he declined the contract, and the two sides agreed to renegotiate after the season. But this is when Harden got betrayed, because just a few hours later, he got another phone call from Presti, except this time, it wasn't a deal. It was Presti telling Harden to pack his bags because he got transferred to Houston, and this left Harden in a state of shock. I mean, OKC was where his heart was, and he planned on staying with the Thunder for his entire career, but instead, the team stabbed him in the back and just got rid of him just like that. But instead of getting mad and lashing out about the trade, Harden decided to grab the number 5 spot on our list by doing something you probably didn't know about. Someone's life was changed because of him. You see, Harden had built his entire life with OKC, including purchasing a $400,000 property in Oklahoma, but now that he had to relocate, he had no use for the house, so instead of selling it to some random individual to recoup his investment, he saw an opportunity to transform his sister's life. So he called her up and said, "Hey, the house is now yours for free." That's how you turn a bad situation into a good one, right? And it must have given Harden some good karma because the Rockets signed Harden to an $80 million contract just a week later. He was overjoyed at the prospect of the deal, but that sum of money pales in comparison to the 4th position on our list. Yep. Harden's sneaker contract is bigger than any NBA contract, in case you didn't know. You see, in 2015, when Harden's $2 million deal with Nike expired and he was seeking a new shoe endorsement deal that would pay him more than $2 million, and one day, Adidas knocked on Harden's house and offered him not only a truck full of shoes, but also an entire truck full of money. They actually did. But they also gave Harden the biggest contract he had ever seen, a $200 million exclusive sneaker sponsorship. That's literally over 100 times with what he made with Nike. It's just ridiculous. Even with the $200 million shoe endorsement, Harden wasn't finished securing brand deals. The Brandy project falls at number 3 on our list, and it's a strange one. A year later, in 2016, Harden approached Trolley, his favorite candy manufacturer, for a sponsorship deal, and it began with Harden starring in a commercial. But, you know, this is where things started to get strange. This collaboration went swimmingly. They enjoyed working together, and after some time and pondering, they came up with another great partnership, a one-of-a-kind candy in the shape of Harden's beard. You know Harden's a fat kid at his core, and one candy wasn't enough to satisfy him. So in 2018, he teamed up with Trolley again, creating a candy that looked like Harden's volume to Adidas, but this still wasn't enough to satisfy Harden because just a few months later, when Harden won his first MVP award, the guys over at Trolley added another piece of candy to Harden's line. A life-size 6-pound heart and volume to Adidas shoe candy. This thing literally cost $2,677, $1 for every point he scored that season, and this candy is so rare that there was only 3 of them ever made between Harden's NBA contract. This dude is making racks, so obviously he's not afraid to spend some cash. In fact, just take a look at number 2. I guarantee you had no idea that Harden is in the Strip Club Hall of Fame. Yep. See how Harden is enjoying his Houston nightlife in 2018. He realized his ambition of going to a strip club and fell in love with it so much that he wanted to do something special for the strippers. So he decided to make it rain $100 notes for 3 hours straight one night. In the process, he lost over $1 million. $1 million in a single night is a lot of money for a tiny business. As a result, the club's owners wanted to express their gratitude to Harden, and they felt what better way to do so than to recognize him by hanging up a James Harden jersey and a banner inside the club. This man had a Hall of Fame ceremony with the strip club. That's legendary. What's even more bizarre is our number 1 ranking. Basketball is only one of the professional sports that Harden is in. Therefore, there's no way it's that difficult. Yes, back in 2019, when Harden was with the Rockets, he was looking for ways to invest his money into the community. And when he found out that 2 Houston soccer teams were for sale, he saw his opportunity and decided to purchase a 3.5% stake in the Houston Dynamo of Major League Soccer and the Houston Dash of the National Women's Soccer League, and he purchased these teams for $15 million. And if buying 2 professional sports teams wasn't enough of a flex, Harden's purchase also included the arena the teams play in, which was the BBVA Stadium, so Harden is not out here just playing basketball. He's making big money soccer moves too. It's insane to know how interesting his life is. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and do hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on new uploads.